How to Watch the News in Japanese, written by Khatzumoto, posted sometime prior to April of 2007. Oh, maybe you can speak conversational Japanese, but the news? That's impossible, man. The news is so hard. You'll never understand the news. Even Japanese people don't understand the news, man. I'm allergic to BS, so that type of thing is really hard for me to hear, and even harder to type out. Time for more myth busting. You can watch and understand the news in Japanese. I've been doing it since 2005, and my intelligence is famously questionable. Don't believe the hype. There's nothing especially complex about the news. How could a type of program that uses a fixed set of phrases and, due to the nature of news, repeats itself for weeks at a time, be difficult? How can a form of television invented to inform a non-expert audience be difficult? If anything, news is very much a lowest common denominator of television. As with most so-called difficult things, there is no magic to watching the news. You just have to get used to it. And the way to do that is by watching a lot of it, and I mean a lot. A lot. There was a time when I watched and listened to the news exclusively on a close to 24-hour basis, yes, when sleeping as well. I would even watch a news broadcast, record the audio from it, and replay it for days at a time, watching, listening. The news source I used for that was Fuji News Network, FNN. Then and now, they offer a 30-minute news digest that updates once a day. It has the news streams in clips of about 90 seconds. Each clip has an accompanying text section on the FNN site. Often this text is an exact transcript of the news spoken by the newscaster. Even when it isn't, it's very close. I would loop the FNN webcast all day. It only updates once a day, so that means a lot of repetition for you, but not in a boring way. Each time the news repeats, you will catch something that you may have missed the first time. Pretty soon, you'll start to pick up the set phrases. 逮捕されたのは、警察は事故の原因を調べています, and the keywords 北朝鮮, 拉致問題, and such. Eventually, you'll understand the entire broadcast. It takes a while, weeks and months, but you'll learn a lot and you'll feel yourself learning a lot along the way. In the end, news will cease to be a challenge to you. After that, you can either continue being a news junkie or become a jaded news refusenik like me, winky face. Either way, the vocabulary you learn from watching news will remain with you through your SRS, and since TV news and newspapers are related, I imagine your TV news proficiency will help you read the papers as well. Finally, you'll learn about more formal words and styles of Japanese speech. For example, that people when speaking formally use filler words like ma rather than sa, and desu ne rather than just ne, and tend to end their sentences in to iu fu ni omoimasu. And these things that born native speakers take for granted, you, the self-made native speaker, can learn just like they did, through intense observation followed by imitation. FNN was the main news source I used. While I was using it, Yomiuri News podcasts came into being. They offer news in both audio and video formats, which may save you from having to record audio from the Fuji News Network site. Although I would still recommend doing that. It's more fun to listen to something you've watched, as well as being easier to understand when you're still learning a lot. Also, being podcasts, updates can be hands-free in a sense.